Hello and welcome to this edition of Howzzat. What a wonderful game of cricket we had last night. Royal Challengers Bangalore edging out Mumbai Indians in the super over after the teams tied at 201 each. Amazing game last night, Vijay, but with the due factor playing a big role. Good morning to you.
Yes, a fabulous cricket feast. I'm sure all the people who are following this IPL must be wondering, what more is in store for them. It's been a wonderful 10 days of T20 cricket.
You would expect these kind of contests, but last night I thought it was a little unfair to the Royal Challengers Bangalore, a new look bowling unit, more or less. They had to struggle with the due. Of course, you can't take anything away from Ishan Kishan and Kiran Pollard big hitting in the end.
Would I be wrong if I say Royal Challengers Bangalore they escaped a defeat last night because Pollard and Kishan, they set up such a fantastic platform for some very exciting cricket and almost finished it. Almost it went right to the last ball. So yes, RCB managed to save the game, and good thing was some consolation for Virat Kohli. He hit the winning runs.
As you said yesterday, monumental failure by his own standards, very lofty at that. But he seemed scratchy, very, very scratchy, Vijay.
Yeah, very, very true. I mean, in all these years, very few occasions I can think where he would be struggling to put the bat to the ball literally. And last evening, he was unable to come to terms with the pace of the pitch. He was caught short. I mean, all the bowlers he faced were troubling him, and it wasn't surprising when he got out the way he got out. It's a matter of worry for RCB, and definitely it's a matter of grave concern for Virat himself if he's not able to time the ball.
When he looks around him, he can see Mayank Agarwal score plenty of runs. He can see Sanju Samson in great nick. He has seen KL Rahul score quite a few runs. And Rohit Sharma has had one big knock. So when he looks around him, some of his India teammates have done really well. And it must be worrying him a little bit. He might not be overly concerned because it is IPL, but somewhere down the line, the professional in him will be wondering where his runs are going to come next from.
Yes, Rajaraman, and we all know how mentally strong he is. There's no question of he not being in his space, not getting his space, but I'm sure it's like always, he's just one innings away. I mean, he'll have to spend a little bit of time in the middle, and I won't be surprised today a call would be going from Delhi to him, from his coach Rajkumar Sharma. Not the technical adjustments, but a little pep talk. And I'm sure whenever he comes to bat next time, we will see a different Virat Kohli.
Vijay, it's a little strange that we are discussing somebody who did not even get to double figures ahead of five men who got half centuries last night. But then we are talking about Virat Kohli, India captain, one of the greatest batsmen in the world today. No doubt about the fact that he's when he is on song, he's great to watch, and I'm sure his fans will be waiting for that one big inning from him that will set him free from whatever that is holding him back at this point of time.
Yes, very true. We have been talking of Virat Kohli, but I mean, at some we have also been talking in our previous shows about so many youngsters who have come up, and even this game, if you see, we will definitely we should talk about Ishan Kishan.
Oh, and of course, Devdutt Padikkal. No doubt that this youngster has got very mature head on his shoulders. Just as Ishan Kishan, the first opportunity he got for Mumbai Indians this season, basically because Saurav Tiwari was not 100%. He got the opportunity and got 99. And it seems a little sad that he had to miss out on that 100. Very well deserved. but a terrific knock in the end. 99 with 9 sixes, Vijay, for someone so young to be playing so fearlessly in that chase of 200 plus was quite gallant.
I'm not surprised at all. If Kishan was waiting for an opportunity, he got it in the shape of Saurabh Tiwari not being able, not available for this game because of some back problem. But having watched this young man in domestic cricket for a long time, it is sad that he had to lose out to some other players, other wicketkeeper batsmen in the race for an international slot. But at some point, he deserves a look in. I don't know when, because you already have Rishabh Pant and Sanju Samson established. So, but Ishan Kishan has been a wonderful talent, a very exciting batsman to watch, and like you said, yes, very fearless.
If I were to ask you to pick one of the five half centurions, just on the basis of what we saw last night, Vijay, which one would that be? Would it be AB de Villiers? Would it be Aaron Pollard, who played those real big, lofty hits? Or would it be Padikkal, who played a very sensible half century? Or Aaron Finch, who tried to be very crafty and creative, almost looked like he was wanting to get out, but made a daring half century himself?
I think I'll pick Pollard because of the situation he was in and the target he was facing and the shots he played. Oh my God! I mean, he was just as if he was hitting you and me. I mean, there was the bowlers were making no impression on him, and all big shots. And then when and the power which he packs in. I mean, he is known as a T20 professional, and he has loved this format. There have been complaints that he opted out of Test cricket, where also he would have done well. But this is his game. This is his play. This is his stage, and he almost pulled it off. I mean, that last ball, he didn't get the elevation. Otherwise, it would have been a six, and it was over for RCB.
Pollard, of course, plays those real big shots. AP de Villiers set up this match really, coming in late in the order and at a time when Virat Kohli just got out. For him to bat along with Devdutt Padikkal, maybe give him a few lessons along the way. Very creative, as we know AP de Villiers to be, but some amazing shots he played as well. But then when you have five half centuries, I know it was unfair to ask you to pick one, but it is everybody caught the eye. Aaron Finch perhaps the least of them, but he was very busy at the start of the inning and allowed RCB to dream of a big total in the end. And then Ishan Kishan, for someone so young, someone who has not had too many opportunities, for him to play the kind of innings that he played, Vijay, I thought it was terrific, purely from a mental perspective. His skills, of course, he showed everybody, but I thought he took on the challenge when wickets were falling around him. He just found the right man in Pollard to try and increase the pace. They needed 120 plus in just 8 overs when Pollard walked into bat, and it was quite fascinating to see the fireworks. But then I go back to the due factor, Vijay. I think the RCB bowlers were incapacitated by the quality of the cricket ball that they had to deal with in the end.
Yeah, that factor will always weigh in, and they were prepared for it, right? And you have to accept the challenge. You can't have everything going for you, and they did well. I'll accept that, but we picked these half centurions. But there was one little knock we should not fail to mention: Shivam Dubey. Those three crucial sixes, it took the total beyond 200. So psychologically, when you get a 200 target, 200 plus, it weighs on your mind. And it was a game for youngsters, it was a game for veterans, and it's very tough. But I picked Pollard, but you're right. AB de Villiers can conjure a shot from any situation, any angle. It's been some wonderful cricket watching, Rajaraman.
No doubt about that, Vijay. But there was one bowling performance that we can't forget.
The highlight of the IPL game so far has been the contributions made by the Indian youngsters. As a coach, it's very heartening to see them perform, matching up with the senior pros. Padikkal once again scored a fluent 50. Uh, Started off sedately, but then once Finch got out, took the center stage, and accelerated the scoring. Uh, Shivam Dubey in the end came out with a cameo, hitting those 4 sixes, which became very crucial for RCB's win. Navdeep Saini and also Udana contributed too. As youngsters, they performed under pressure. Sani's super over bowled very tightly and considered only 7 runs. Even though we had some good performance from Pollard and AB de Villiers, but it was my man of the match was Washington Sundar, who bowled 4 tied overs, conceding only about 15 runs, and also took the scalp of Rohit Sharma. For me, this 4 overs was very, very crucial for RCB's win.
But before we talk about Washington Sundar, Vijay, my own thoughts, and I would like to hear yours as well. I think it is a little unfair to expect bowlers to be bowling in this condition. The pitch becomes wet. There is nothing in the track. There's nothing in the cricket ball for the bowlers. It becomes a little tough, whether you're a fast bowler or a spinner. It becomes a little tough. And I think IPL should really consider maybe advancing the game by an hour so that the dew factor doesn't play such a big role in deciding matches. What are your own thoughts, Vijay?
Yes, see, not just the dew factor. What is there for the bowlers, you tell me? What about having proper cricket ground? I mean, you can't have short boundaries and then expect put the bowlers under pressure right from the beginning. And then the wide ball rule is very cruel. They can stray a bit on the leg side, but they are punished so severely. And to me, advancing the match by an hour would mean a prime time issue for the broadcasters. I mean, they are the ones who dictate actually, and rightly so, because they have to reach a wider audience. So they have kept that in mind. A 7:30 p.m. start IST. So there are so many factors. Dew will always be a challenge, and they've got used to it. They're getting used to it. Some bowlers have said, I mean, they say it doesn't matter to them because it's a matter of adapting.
Okay, let's get to Washington Sundar, perhaps the standout bowler of last night. 4 overs, just 12 runs and that wicket. Amazing bowling performance from Washington Sundar last night. I think Royal Challengers Bangalore would have been really happy with what he did with the new ball.
Definitely. I mean, he is supposed to be an all-rounder actually. He bowls off spin, he can bat a bit, he's a good fielder. Once again, you know, he's the kind of talent. He has been promising a lot, but waiting for opportunities because he hasn't got a good run wherever he has got to play. So, but yeah, there is competition, and Washington Sundar maybe will have to wait for his opportunity to in the Indian national team.
Also, Trent Bolt bowling brilliantly at the start of the game for Mumbai Indians, trying to control the match. And even when he came back, he was in control, did not give away too many runs in the end.
Trent Bolt has always been a fascinating bowler. I mean, if you remember, if in New Zealand conditions, he is devastating. I mean, he's able to seam the ball so well. The controlled swing which he has, he is an effective wicket-taking bowler. He is not the one who bowls to contain. So Trent Bolt, with his action and his approach to the game, has always I have always liked watching Trent Bolt.
It shows at the back end of the game that we managed to still get to 200. So it was really within ourselves. If we had to chase properly, I think, you know, we probably gave a few too many runs with the ball. We were not disciplined enough today. Yeah, I think the super over, we've had literally 3 dots. So that's a killer for you because we lost a wicket and then we had a couple of more dots as well. So I think we needed to make sure that, you know, we played some smart shots, you know, get that early boundary away, which we couldn't. We had one, but a couple of boundaries would have been a really handy, especially when Boom comes in to bowl that option. I mean, AB and Boom's always going to be a great tussle. I think, you know, they went at each other. It's like a little bit of a boxing game, but we probably didn't have enough runs for Boom to defend, but we were still very close.
Vijay, it was quite an amazing game last night. But made me think, since it is the second super over finish in the tournament already, and we have seen just 10 matches so far, and 20% of the games, if they've gone into the super over, it's great for the fans. great for television. But do you think in a league match you really need a super over? Should not the teams be getting 1 point each? I would be happy if the team got a point each, like in football. For example, if there is a draw, a 1-all draw or a 2-all draw, then the team split points rather than get points for maybe a penalty shootout. There is nothing like that in football or in hockey. Why would cricket want to break the tie in a league phase?
I think it's T20 is designed to have a winner. That's why youngsters have been very attracted to this sport because it gives you a winner. In test matches, draws have become very few because they have this T20 attitude. The more shots being played, the result-oriented game. So I think the idea is to pick a winner. If it has to come from a super over, never mind. Uh, but at the end of the day, after such an excitement, one team will bound to be feeling bad for losing the game. But it's you have to pick, you have to move on, and you will have to accept the fact that T20 having to split points is it will not be good advertisement for the game. You have to have a winner.
Honestly, he's been amazing. Not just this year, the last couple of years also, he's been very good, and he's been going from strength to strength and growing as well. And he's did the same thing with the Indian team also. So to be able to bowl such a 19th over with two very set batsmen on the crease, and also when Hardik and Pollard is at the crease in the super over, to be able to just give 7 runs is amazing. Shows so much character, and how much he's got that hunger, and so as in of course so much credit should go to him.
That super over win allowed Royal Challengers Bangalore to get into the third place on the table. Delhi Capitals and Rajasthan Royals, the two teams that have got 2 wins each and with 4 points sitting on top. Royal Challengers Bangalore, of course, getting to the 4 points now from 3 games, but they have a defeat to contend with. Kings 11 Punjab in that third place and Mumbai Indians slipping to fifth place. Another interesting game in store for us tonight, Vijay. Delhi Capitals against Sunrisers Hyderabad. Both teams that I like very much, both teams that are dear to me. But I think Hyderabad is struggling a little bit with the top order batting. Its bowlers have not yet found the groove. So I think Delhi Capitals should start this game as favorites.
Yeah, I think Delhi Capitals should be overwhelming favorites because Hyderabad has not done anything right in this tournament, and a lot will depend on how David Warner shows the way. But you are right. To stop Delhi Capitals, Hyderabad will have to be at its very, very best.
Vijay, there's one point. The game tonight is going to be played in Abu Dhabi, and the point I'm making is everybody talks about Sharjah as a small ground. Of course, it is a small ground, and it has been shrunk further by getting the boundary line inside. So it doesn't seem to matter to the batsman what size the ground really is.
If the batsman has made up his mind to hit the ball, and if he connects it right, the size of the ground is hardly going to be a challenge for him because it all depends on the timing and the power. And like you said last night, it was not a small ground. One boundary was a little shorter, but the other boundary was always challenging. So it all boils down to the form of the batsman more than I think the small ground, because you'll get to see more sixes, high scores. But then Rajaraman, it is a batsman's game.
Vijay, like always, I have enjoyed this conversation with you. Talking cricket with you has always been fun. Not just sharing time in the press box, but doing these kind of shows and trying to understand the game even better. Thank you very much for your time, Vijay.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm just wondering if we were sitting in the press box watching these games, writing these reports would have been a huge challenge.
Vijay, we must also thank the viewers, all those who have been watching us and supporting us and sending us positive feedback. But you're also welcome to send us critical feedback. Let us know how we can improve. You know our email address, circleofsport@gmail.com. And obviously, you can leave us a comment on the YouTube channel itself. There are many ways in which to reach out to us. I'm sure you will use it to get back to us and let us know how we can get better. Thank you very much for being here.